5, 6, 7, 8.
Some chicanes in the middle, but it's fun. I mean, it's nice. You want to see all the people watching you, enjoying. I think that's what it gives you a lot of pleasure.
Head-to-head race against the 5 fastest gamers from Europe.
Second place, so there's a little bit of contact there.
Haneker up the inside, and Binder closes the door on him this time. Very nicely done from Darren Binder, and very nice move from both guys. And up the inside goes Haneker.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Also, street circuit is very tight. Some hairpins, some chicanes in the middle, but it's fun. I mean, it's nice. You want to see all the people watching you, enjoying. I think that's what it gives you a lot of pleasure. I like to drive a street circuit. I like to drive in Monaco, Singapore, and also here.
I looked out the kitchen window and I saw this bloody big white truck. And I thought either the neighbours are bloody moving or maybe a pop group's coming to town. I had no idea this sort of thing went on in racing. And I can see the way the guy drives that car. He's at the top of his game now, this guy. I don't know, is it Mike? Is that his name?
We are at the base of the Crown Range, which is a pretty picturesque and iconic piece of road that runs between Queenstown and Wanaka.
Pretty frickin' pumped after that first little run. For a 50% run, was.
I'll tell you what, that's done what about 1 billion people probably wanted to do on that piece of road. That's got to be the best bit of road in the country.
It's a road that they don't shut down very often, so it's pretty sweet to have this opportunity and put Mike through his paces on it.
Original drifting, how it started in Japan, was racing over the mountains, and exactly that was just going so fast that the cars would break traction.
Okay, so what we're doing now is we've closed the road at both ends. We're just making sure there's absolutely no public and making sure that everyone's gone, really, because as you can see from the film, he's going too fast to have anyone anywhere near us.
There's one zone where it's like rock wall, so trying to get as close as I can to it. That time got maybe a little bit too close. Nothing about it. Spray cam won't fix.
Just a light kiss.
Yeah.
So the ones that were really working were that section we got going where he'd overtake us just coming into that corner. So we've got a range of cameras. We've got a Cineflex up in the sky on the chopper.
Yeah, occasionally he's dragged off the helicopter, which doesn't happen very often. But I guess when something's got 4 rotary engines bolted together, it's probably going to have some horsepower.
So the key to good Cineflex is you need a really good operator, and you need a really, really good pilot, and an amazing producer.
Then we've got a bunch of GoPro Hero 3s which are getting rigged throughout the interior of the car. And just trying to put them in
in sort of unique places where you may not necessarily have seen the car from before.
The very cool camera we've got on the ground though is the Phantom, so we can shoot 2,500 frames per second.
Yeah, those sort of speeds you get some pretty cool stuff. You get flames and ultra slow motion because it's a little bit wet today. You know, you get a lot of the water kicking out of the back of the car.
Then we've got Ben Ruffle, our DP, is shooting on a Scarlet camera, and he's getting on and off the chase vehicle. So the idea with the chase vehicle is that we're really just looking for little moments.
Yeah, I'm really just focused on the monitor, so you don't realise what you've been doing until you cut, and then you realise what's going on.
Weather like this is good for my guys. They don't have to change so many tyres, but obviously it adds to the performance of the car a lot slower. And saying that, I'd say we still would have got to 140 in this super tight switchback section. So yeah, sun's going to come out and then we're just going to really lay some smoke and rubber up Crown Range, which is going to be awesome. Now obviously with dry conditions it's super fast. We're running a 4:3 ratio in the rear end, so we're maxing out 232 kilometers an hour, so it's freaking, this is the fastest car's ever been on a narrow road with bush and paddocks and cliffs on each side.
It does make me a little bit nervous. Some of the corners are quite tight and you know, I know he always pushes at 110%.
Oh, it's definitely scary. Yeah, that's the adrenaline is just pumping the whole way. Oh yeah, it's a dream. Words can't describe how insane that was. That first section was super challenging. The next section we maxed out 6th gear down some of those straights. It's like race time attack sort of styles. And then getting into the 3rd section where we just had the best skies, the best weather, the best car, the best team, the best crew, and just executed something that's going to be just amazing to watch.
The fastest PlayStation racers from the UK and Ireland have come to the home of British motor racing to compete for a seat in a professional race team.
You've got to control the car, and at the moment the car is controlling you.
They may have raced on a game, but over the past week they've had to prove they've got what it takes to race for real.
Not that much speed through the corners.
I've been following their Silverstone journey to witness firsthand the unique driver selection process.
Oh, they're tipping already. Get in there, son.
We're down to the final 3 gamers, and they've got just one more day to impress the judges.
What I'm looking for you to do is drive the car quickly and consistently, Dave, without me having to shout at you too much.
What we want to see now is someone who's going to pull it out of the bag and say, I want this.
The judges will have to choose either Des Foley, David Williams or Jack O'Neill to move forward into a head-to-head race against the 5 fastest gamers from Europe.
Oh, there's a little bit of contact there.
The winner of that race will earn a seat at the Dubai 24 Hours. This morning, the judges have taken their gamers onto Silverstone's national circuit for a tutoring session before the final 2 challenges.
We get on the edge, make a couple of mistakes, fine. I make mistakes, Rob make mistakes, every professional racing driver make mistakes. But we have to find the edge.
There's only 3 left now. What is in store for them today? We've brought them so far, but 2 really tough challenges for them today. They're not just driving the cars now, we're starting to move into the racing territory, so looking at how they compete against each other.
Equally so, when the pressure really comes to the fore, are they going to be able to cope with it and not make mistakes?
It's 5th gear, you're in there, dude.
Have you seen a racing driver yet?
I'm still waiting to see the racing driver I think that we need to take to Dubai, but hopefully, you know, with the up-and-coming activities we have for them, that bar is going to start to rise, and we're going to see a really tough competition.
Good, off the brakes, off the brakes, off the brakes. Again, just slowed it down a little bit too much now.
The gamers have been on track all week, and today Rob and Johnny must decide which one they should take forward in the competition.
I have a concern if David's our man. He'll come into Cops in that race situation in a pack. Big slide, runs wide. He'll go from wherever he is to bone last. And he hasn't got the raw pace to get himself back up there. Jack will go round like a metronome. Perhaps not quite as quickly as Des or David, but consistent all the time. Des is probably the fastest of the lot, but big slides and he's all over the place. He's very aggressive.
Okay.
The first big challenge of the day. It's over to the Stowe circuit.
Okay guys, this is the benchmark. I think you might be familiar with this one. This is what you did on day one.
This challenge is all about progression. The gamers must beat the time they set on the Stowe circuit on their first day.
So the format remains exactly the same. You'll leave from here, a warm-up lap, the lap of your life against a stopwatch, and then a cool-down lap back into the pit lane.
What we're expecting and what we really want to see is you beat your time that you did on day one. So you've really got to focus on this. Good luck.
First up is Jack O'Neill with a time to beat of 64.42 seconds.
Okay, here comes Jack. This is the start of his flying lap now.
Jack started well by winning the karting on day one.
It's the first time we've actually competitively raced against each other, and it's great to come out on top.
He's since ranked in the top 3 in all but one of the challenges.
First man down, 6 seconds.
He put that brief blip to the back of his mind and once again made himself the man to beat in the last challenge with his lightning-quick reaction times.
He just has to absolutely boot it up here. Here he comes. Oh. Well, Steady Jack looks steady as usual. Was he faster?
That was Jack O'Neill, 65.53.
Yeah, that's not so sharp.
I can go faster, but I think over that lap I think the best I can. Good.
I'm really disappointed, really disappointed. He was so fast in the karting. He did a good time on day one, and that's terrible.
Jack is over a second slower than on day one. In motor racing, even tenths of seconds can be the difference between being on and off the podium. David Williams is up next, needing to beat his time of 64.39 seconds.
Now, this guy's a bright boy, but he needs to just get a bit of fire in his belly, do you know what I mean?
He seems to be the only one who has started to come into his own.
Yeah.
Hopefully this is where he's going to really raise his own personal bar.
David spent the week under the radar and rarely stood out to the judges.
David's something that, again, we haven't really seen the character come out.
But as the week progressed, so did his driving skills.
This is the best thing we've done so far.
William, did you utter the words you enjoyed that?
Yeah, I said it was the best thing we've done.
Yeah, cool. And you excelled at it. Well done.
From here, David started to emerge as a contender.
Now, he's definitely faster through there than Jack was, but then this isn't a race against Jack. This is essentially a race against his old self, David Williams of a few days ago.
Now they've got experience. They came here, day one with absolutely nothing. So now we should see a big difference.
This is crap as well. 64.77 it is.
Well, that's disappointing.
Both gamers have failed to improve on their times. As endurance racers, they'll need to go fast lap on lap by consistently hitting the correct racing line. After the academy, the winner will undergo intensive training using race simulators and complex eye-tracking equipment to help them improve performance. Miniature cameras will record the movement of their iris, showing which part of the circuit they're focusing on at any one time. The focal point of a professional driver should always be several hundred meters ahead, never directly in front of him. As the driver approaches the corner, he glances at his braking point and then immediately looks for the apex. Passing here, it's all about the exit point. He never looks at where the car is, but where he wants it to be. This corner shows a driver temporarily losing concentration. He forgets to look at the apex and goes too wide, compromising the racing line and losing valuable seconds. Here we see the correct line to take. If the gamers can follow that example, their times will vastly improve.
So this is Des Foley just starting his run.
He's pushing it. He's pushing it.
Dez's time to beat is 63.89 seconds.
We haven't seen the true Des that we saw on day one now. This is a great opportunity for him to redeem himself.
Yeah.
Of all the gamers, Des has proved that he has the most potential to go fast. On day one, he was the man to beat in the benchmark test.
I think the main one is Des, to be honest. He was the quickest.
Good job, well done, mate.
But he hasn't regained his early form, and just yesterday he faced a head-to-head elimination to stay in the academy.
Fist pump visible from pit wall.
He'll be hoping that he's now turned a corner.
Go, 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 go. I don't know how fast he went, but I reckon he enjoyed it.
64.40.
He's gone slower.
He has, hasn't he?
He's gone slower.
Oh, man.
Was it a good lap? Yeah, thank you. I think so. It's tidy.
Despite being the fastest around the track, Des is still half a second slower than he was on day one. None of the gamers have beaten their original benchmark times.
Disappointed probably with all of it at the moment.
Rob and Johnny need the gamers to step it up.
You've got to sort of say and shake yourself and say, I'm fighting for my life here. This is an opportunity that's probably never going to come my way, and I've got to grab it by the scruff of the neck.
And you just weren't quick enough.
From where I was standing, I thought they all looked like better drivers than they looked on day one.
Well, looking good's one thing, but looking good and being slow is not what we're here to do. We're not here to look pretty.
The cost of you being here, the driver development programme and the drive in Dubai is give or take 900,000 euros. If I was stood here with a suitcase with 900,000 euros in it and said, right, drive the thing, would you have driven it any differently? For that 900,000 euros.
That's a difficult question. I think we were probably a bit too cautious with this. You said lap of your life, we just didn't want to spin off.
Start up in your game.
All right, yeah.
Genuinely thought I was quicker.
I wasn't sure. I knew I was a hell of a lot neater and tidier.
Yeah, and braking
like
was
miles.
safer, like
Yeah.
safer and more consistent.
The thing is, if you brake too late, you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
So, you know, you don't want to be in that scenario where you can't actually get the car to the apex. So.
No, I think we were just all too cautious. Just shows how much we all wanted.
In southern Spain, now one of the classic GP venues for races 3 and 4 in the Red Bull MotoGP Rookies Cup for 2013. And it's such a fantastic track for the Rookies Cup. And those last corners, the sweeping right-handers and then down to the hairpin, it always produces dramatic racing. Karel Haneke continues his incredible momentum. He dominated pre-season testing here in Jerez. He won race 2 in Austin and he's on pole position again. It's down to the grid. Away they go. All the front runners got a good start there. Haneke takes the lead at the end of the straight. Great move on the brakes. Bastianini up the inside on the brakes. And Haneke it is that's still the advantage. Jorge Martin hanging on to that second place. Side by side against three abreast now. Haneke is back in the lead, and in fact Jorge Martin loses out to Bastianini, so he goes from first to third in just one corner. Right, Pagliani! From fourth place to first, Pagliani, the Italian, takes the lead from fourth to first in one move. Corentin Perali and Felix Nazi have both fallen, but Ryder's okay. And we've got another faller, that's Troutman, Lucas Troutman, and he's okay too. So now Martin with a 7/10 of a second advantage over Bastianini. And here's that battle for fourth place. It's headed by Pagliani in the bright orange helmet. Just a few corners to go, less than half a lap now. Coming down now on the brakes. Where's Jorge? Can only have one chance. He goes up the inside, and will Haneke now get the cut back and go inside him? It's Jorge Martin that leads out onto the start and finish, but Haneke has the slipstream. Can he get outside? He can't. Jorge Martin's done it absolutely brilliantly. There's nothing Karel Haneke can do.
My first victory and my first podium. I'm very, 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 very happy.
Race 2 in Jerez, and could we get away without the accidents but still have the race excitement that we got from race 1? It's a good start again. Karel Haneke gets a really great start. So Haneke it is, still with the advantage, but right in the slipstream is his nemesis from yesterday, Jorge Martin. They fan out three across the track, and up the inside comes Jorge Martin. He's got that move, but he's playing it early this time. He saved that card until the last corner. Haneke up the inside, and Binder closes the door on him this time. Very nicely done from Darren Binder, and very nice move from both guys. And up the inside goes Haneke. Well, and Binder goes across. It's getting a little bit ragged at the front there. They really should just calm down a bit. Okay. Whoa. And somebody's got a machine failure. That's Binder.
Binder.
Yeah, obviously with an engine problem there to start the last lap now. Haneke from Bastianini, from Manzi. I'm sure now that Haneke knows exactly what the situation is behind.
Bastianini has a go past Haneke. Does he run wide? Yeah, Haneke's down the inside.
Yeah, but can he get the drive? They're side by side, and he hangs on to it. And down goes Perez and the 1906 machine of Pagliani. Perez and Pagliani are out of it. Obviously are coming together, but back with the leaders. It's Bastianini who has the advantage over Haneke. Manzi's there, as you say, Neil. He's the danger man. Haneke goes for the inside line. Bastianini is holding it. Bastianini cuts across. Great stuff. Who's going to have the drive? If you come out in front, really, it's Bastianini's race. Haneke's going to struggle to get past. It's going to be the young Italian who wins.
Of course, I'm a little bit sad of this result, but it was a clean overtake, and looking forward to next race.
Also, street circuit is very tight, some hairpins, some chicanes in the middle, but it's fun. I mean, it's nice. You when you see all the people watching you, enjoying, I think that's what it gives you a lot of pleasure. I like to drive in street circuits. I like to drive in Monaco, Singapore, and also here.
24 hours of Le Mans, the ultimate test of speed and endurance.
Come back to the pit now, do not change gear.
Join one team as they race against time.
Team tires, copy, got it.
To build a revolutionary new car.
There isn't a car maker in the world that isn't looking to improve efficiency and reduce consumption.
It takes bottle, it takes balls to go and do something that people say you can't do.
It's Ben's credibility on the line, it's his name.
I've kept rechecking and rechecking and rechecking. I can't break the model, it's going to do what we say.
This is going to make a significant dent in the history of automobile racing.
I'm here to look at the car, and somewhere along the line, either press the button or put a sword and cut his head off.
The Delta Wing is going to roll out in the track, and we're all going to see whether it turns or not.
Now for something completely different.
I think the MC said there's lots of work still to be done. He's right, but I didn't need reminding at the time we're just about to take the sheet off the car.
We will actually be judged by how well we do in the 24-hour race, and that usually means finishing. This is about endurance. Looks like we might need a tow in. He's off at the hairpin.
In the pain zone, anything that needs to be done on the gearbox necessitating an engine out is quite a lengthy process.
We just haven't done enough miles. A number of parts are going to require a redesign. I have these panic attacks, not that you'd know it, but we're in real trouble.
Today is the day where 600 million people are going to tune in, and they're going to see a car like nothing they've ever seen. Our objective is to do double the number of miles that we've done in combined testing to date. You wouldn't say that that was a particularly sane start point.
Welcome to Le Mans, the world's greatest motor race.
I hope it's just not a real nightmare.
The cars continue to stream across the line.
It's a tough race. It's a very hard race. You're getting pounded the whole time from all different angles.
For the driver, it's a very difficult balance to go really, really quick. Try to not use much fuel, be the quickest you can, and at the same time, don't break anything.
Go!
You are having to make overtakes 3, 4, 5, 20 times a lap.
If you start rolling the dice, chances are you're going to be in a graveyard pretty soon.
Oh my God! That's an unbelievable accident. I got to confirm everything's good. Good, your left, good.